I don't think that the city is any rush to get things done there quickly. More importantly is that we get it done and we do it right rather than try to do something fast. So immediately we're going to convert it to green space.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.
Once the site is cleared, understand that we're at a position right now where probably by the time, we get that done, we're another month or so from getting all that stuff off site. The building is basically down. From there, then we've got to wait a little bit to get the grass planted and everything. So we want to wait till we're finished with the project and then go back and say, okay, now let's get some more neighborhood input now that we see what it looks like down, and get a better idea of what we want to do. We also will have some grant dollars that we may be able to do some enhancements with, depending on how those grants flow. With any money left, we're going to petition the state, say, hey, we got this down. Now, what we'd like to do is maybe light it a little bit, or maybe do some other things, and maybe we can incorporate some of that at that time. The other thing we would do then too is then go back and bring the students back in and say, okay, let's look at this a second time. I don't think that the city is any rush to get things done there quickly. More importantly is that we get it done and we do it right rather than try to do something fast. So immediately we're going to convert it to green space. What we're hoping for and what the mayor would like to see is maybe once the grass is planted and it's green and the weather's a little bit nice, is maybe conducting some kind of a memorial there or building some kind of memorial to the hospital. That hospital, and not being from the area personally, but that hospital has a huge emotional attachment to a lot of people, or vice versa. The people have emotional attachment to the hospital. Sure. They all have stories. When we were up there on the site a couple of times for the demolition process, people coming up, they want a brick. I mean, they had somebody, their kids were born there, or they were born there, and their family members maybe passed there, and so that real emotional. We had people actually crying at the site the day we started the demolition. Yeah. So we want to maybe take some of the bricks, maybe build something there in memory of all the people and how important that hospital was to the area. Now that would be part of it, and then maybe build from there, and then go through a lot of the ideas that the students had. It's also, money comes into play too. Right. Do you find a developer to do what you need to do, or do you do it with grant dollars, and how long does that take to obtain those?
So this is an ongoing project.
Oh, absolutely.
For the next decade or so. Is that what we're looking at?
Right. I would say, yeah.
So looking at the St. Joe's project, there's probably no real cost estimates yet as to what this may take.
No, and it doesn't all have to be done at the same time.
Exactly.
Right.
You've got 15 acres to play around with.
I think you start with your green space, maybe you do some enhancements to the green space, maybe some walking paths around the perimeter of the property so you can, where the river is, maybe some lighting, a few benches, a pavilion, something like that. Start small, get some gardens there, get that done first, which is what we told the state we were going to do when we got the grant dollars. Right. From there, you start looking at, okay, what else do we need? When you're talking about doing housing, we're looking at maybe some nice market rate housing up there, maybe do a couple condos. But again, you have to look at, what's the cost of that? What's the investment going to be? Where are the developers coming from to do it? You have to do your market studies to make sure that, because if you're coming in as a developer, you're going to want to know, hey, can I make a profit off of this? I mean, what's my bottom line here? Is there a market for these if I build them? I think, people like Mark Marvin have proven that there is a market for condos in downtown. I think we can do the same thing up there. So you sort of gradually look at, all right, what's the low-hanging fruit, which is the green spaces and the lighting and that, and then start looking at the developments and what you think is beneficial to the neighborhood up there, what brings the best.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.